What's going on, everybody? My name is Vincent Van Ghool, and welcome back to Van Ghool Reviews. Today we're talking about a name that a lot of us in this scene know, and that's Jamey Rottencorpse and the Rising Dead. Back in October, Jamey and Company released a couple of EPs called Contagious and another one called Versions from the Other Side. My understanding from what one of the members of the band told me is these two EPs go together, so we got a two for today. We're going to start with Versions from the Other Side, which was released on October 9th through Undead Artists. 4 songs, clocking in at 14 minutes and 58 seconds. Now, I've been told that this is all acoustic, so let's get into this, shall we? The first song, Heroin, is 3 minutes and 57 seconds, and it opens with really strong vocals over acoustic guitar and a little bit of drums. I love the use of the gang vocals on the haze in there at the beginning. And I really like the vocals overall. This song, to me, kind of conjures up thoughts of loneliness, which, based on the lyrics, isn't too far off. It has a real epic quality, and that they really put thought into building the atmosphere with this song. The spoken word at just about halfway through is just really cool. I love that and the little bit of harmonics before kicking into the chorus again. The harmony there. The chorus is just like a little piece of brightness in the dark, so to speak. And the song ends on a pretty good note, and then we go into song number 2, and this song is called Dead Tonight, and it has a runtime of 4 minutes and 12 seconds. We open up with a bit more down-tempo guitar, with some really good vocal melodies. I really like the use of arpeggiation here. It really adds to what I feel like they're building here. The guitar solo is incredible. It's just amazing. I wasn't really expecting a full-on solo, and it stretches underneath the next couple of repetitions of the chorus, which makes for a little bit of a more exciting listen to me. This song is super cohesive, like, and they layered it really well, which is something I particularly enjoy, and it ends on a really neat sequence. Now we got track number 3, the penultimate song on this, if you will, called Forevermore. It's 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and I like that we open on some cymbals, and it signals something new is entering the mix here. I like the guitar, and once again, the vocals seem to really suit what's going on. There's a part where all the instruments come out, and it's just the vocals, which was kind of a real shock for me, because a lot of bands don't actually pull it off, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of bands will do it, but they won't pull it off correctly. But I think that they did here. I think that they did a really good job of pulling that off. I think that everything about this just fits. You know what I'm saying? And the screaming is just perfect. And the acoustic guitar solo, come on. I love acoustic guitar solos because I like acoustic, obviously. And to hear it on this is really cool. And there's this whole piece with synths and acoustics that leads into the end. It's got to be one of the coolest things I've heard on an acoustic album. Kind of irritated that I didn't think about doing that. So way to go, boys. The final song on this EP is Addicted to Blood, and it's sitting at 3 minutes and 7 seconds. The go at the beginning caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. You'd figure I would be, considering I listen to a whole lot of horror punk. I was not. So they got me. And then we go into some really punky acoustic stuff, some chord work. The vocals are fun, and I love the non-lexical singing, the whoa-whoas that are going on. I love whoa-whoas. I do. Um, I'd like to hear this song done more electric. Like, I'd love to hear an electric version of this song. I feel like it would lend itself really well to doing that. The use of the synth is fantastic, and it gives kind of a Stranger Things vibe following into a clean guitar piece, which is real nice, and I really like the way the song ends. So, overall, this acoustic EP from Jamey Rottencorpse and the Rising Dead was a pretty pleasant surprise. There are some bands that just can't do the whole acoustic bit, and I think that Jamey and Company can. It's well mixed, it's well produced, it's clean, it's balanced. Each song flows so well that you lose track of where you are in the song, and that's not a bad thing. You want to be able to lose yourself in what you're listening to, and this does that. Dog knocked over something. Um, and when you hit the end of it, you have the oh, well, it's over kind of feeling. You know what I mean? You're kind of sad that it's done. So, what would I give Versions from the Other Side by Jamey Rottencorpse and the Rising Dead? 4 out of 5 pumpkins. Really solid EP, no real problems, and I love acoustic. So now we go to the second half of this twofer. The second EP in this duology is called Contagious. It too was released through Undead Artists, this time on October 30th of 2020, making it their most recent release. It too is 4 songs, and its overall runtime is 15 minutes 34 seconds. So let's see what awaits us here, shall we? The first song is A Dream Within a Dream. It's 1 minute and 56 seconds long. It begins with what I can only say is the sound of a hellscape. It literally sounds like you're walking through hell. Before going into a reading of the poem by Edgar Allan Poe known as Dream Within a Dream, over the top of that same hellscape with a little bit of effects on the voice. I love that they decided to do a reading of Poe here. No one does that sort of thing that I've come across in a long time. So, and I think it's amazing. And the fact that, the way it's read fits on top of this hellscape that we're listening to is really neat. Now, we go into the second track. It's called The Day That I Died, and it's sitting at 3 minutes and 39 seconds. It opens on some kind of metallic riffing, which is fun, and the drums are really well synced before moving into something that reminds me a lot of Wednesday 13. I really like the vocals and how well everything just kind of slides into the next bit. One thing that I really enjoyed throughout this whole thing is how clean the vocals are, so the lyrics are so clear. And in a lot of bands with singers using affectations, I can't understand what they're saying, So, like, I have to try to look up the lyrics, but with Jamey Rottencorpse, I can. Really cool guitar solo with some tapping in there, and I like that that's still going into the chorus, and then there's that dive bomb. I'm going to be singing this chorus to myself for quite some time. I was doing it before I started recording this. I have to mention it. Abrupt ending! Love it. Track 3 is called Flesh and Lust, and it's so far the longest song at 5 minutes and 54 seconds. It seems this may be the down track as everything is really subdued and kind of quiet, and everything in this so far has been emphasizing that, including what sounds like female vocals in the back. Then it kicks really hard into a heavy rock piece, which totally threw me off. I love when bands do things like that, because there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do the jarring juxtaposition between parts, and they do it the right way. The vocal melody is on point. I'm a sucker for a good vocal melody. You probably figured this one out. I like the segues that they do to go from part to part. and the chorus is the type of stuff to get stuck in your head. Um, we're treated to another killer guitar solo here, and it fits perfectly. A lot of the time, people just do guitar solos to do guitar solos, and that's fine. But when you do a guitar solo and it fits into the pocket that you're putting it in, it just changes the entire complexity of the song. It changes the face of the song. It makes it that much better. It's stylistically a bit simpler than the last one, and I feel like that was a good decision, with there being so much already going on in the song. The repetition is something that usually bugs me. Look, you gotta understand. When I hear the same thing over and over for a minute, it grates on me. But with so much already going on here, it doesn't quite get to me as much, and I feel like it kind of fits. Then we go out with the same way we came into this track, with the subdued guitar and accents from the drum and the synth. Track 4, our final track, is Somewhere Over the Graveyard. It has a runtime of 4 minutes, 5 seconds, and it starts out sounding like someone's scanning a radio. It kicks into what is essentially a cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, but horror. Kind of, it took me completely by surprise, if we're being honest. I wasn't expecting an original take on that melody, but I love everything about this. This is by far my favorite on both EPs. It's a metaled up, horror-injected cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. They changed the lyrics and made it 100% theirs, including adding that killer solo. The guitarist in this band is just fantastic. I've caught myself singing along. Whenever I put this on, I find myself singing along, and it's just so fun, and then they end it on an abrupt ending. I love everything about this. Now, overall, I think that this one, Contagious, is a very strong EP with a few surprises, like the reading of Dream Within a Dream by Edgar Allan Poe and Somewhere Over the Graveyard. Somewhere Under the Graveyard, as it were. But with killer original sounds, really strong lyrics, really nice production. I really don't see anything they could improve on with this. On either one. So what would I give Contagious by Jamey Rottencorpse and the Rising Dead? 5 pumpkins out of 5. It's that good. Everything is right, tight, and clean. The sense of humor really shines through. We all know that Jamey and company write killer tunes. This is no exception to that rule. If you get the chance to check this out, it's on Spotify. You can find it just about anywhere. If you get a chance to listen to either of these EPs, do it. Do it. Now, as always, the links will be in the description. Check out my other videos, like my review of Jess Lantern's new album, Candy Screams, or my weekly responses to Nikki Caskett's questions and Cemetery Hysteria. Check out my lists, my vlogs, and check out my music. I've got acoustic stuff under my name, Vincent Van Ghool. I've got stuff by The Creepers, and I've got stuff by Plague Bearer. And don't forget to also check out my newest episodic show on here, Opening Caskets, where I take a look at merch that's sent to me by bands and show it off to you guys. Alright, I want to say thank you for spending your time with me. I have been Vincent Van Ghool, and remember, we may be freaks, but we are not alone, and long live the horror.